It is my awesome pleasure, and it's very appropriate, by the way, because our speaker today is a life graduate from Puerto Rico, been practicing in Puerto Rico since he graduated, and listening to Sid Williams and listening to chiropractic at Assembly when he went through here 2.5 decades ago, got him so fired up over chiropractic that at this point, he's also a member of Life University's Board of Trustees. It's my absolute pleasure to introduce Dr. Eddy Díaz.
Thank you. Thank you. Am I on? Am I on? Yes? Thank you. I love to be around students because the energy of youngsters like you are keeps me young. It's all about the energy and about the feeling of the freedom that you possess to do anything with the rest of your life, just like we all do. But I love the feeling of being among you, so thank you for having me here today. I want to thank and acknowledge the WCCS delegates from 23 or 24 different schools. Round of applause for them. This is the future of chiropractic. Thank you for being here. Say this to yourself. Nothing ever is going to be the same again. Ever is going to be the same again. That's a fact, Yak. That's a fact. Nothing is going to be the same ever again from this moment on. But what it's going to be, you choose. Something that I've learned along my path as a chiropractor is how deep we can look at ourselves into what we do to help others. And how I as an individual, have the power to create my future. Who here, if you have a chance, raise your hands, if you have a chance, would love to take a glance at your future? All right. I can tell you, your future is so important for us as a profession. What you decide to do with the rest of your life as a chiropractor is so important for all of us here. Our past doesn't matter anymore. We're all here, present. Our future is spotless. Is unstained. Our future is clean. We make it. From now on, you can change paths to the path that you really want to be in. I want you to introduce yourself to the person right beside you and say this. Yeah, not yet, please. With all honesty, say this to the person beside you. Introduce yourself as the greatest chiropractor that ever lived. Do that. Do that. Come on. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Listen to this. This exercise could be something for you foolish, or it could really be fundamental for the rest of your journey from today on. How serious you take your role as a chiropractor for the people among you, for your community, is going to make a real difference out there. Imagine that you could be the greatest chiropractor that ever lived. Who could decide that if not yourself? Imagine you could really own that concept and say, okay, I will be in the top 10 chiropractors that ever lived. But I'm striving to be the best chiropractor could ever be and that ever walked on planet Earth. If you own that, you have that within you, and you're so sure, so honest about it, possibly you will make it. The odds are in your favor. Because as you have already possibly found out, your thoughts and your mind are leading your destiny. The way you're thinking about yourself, the way you're thinking about your environment, creates your environment. So my presentation with you today here has to do with that concept. Has to do with the concept that the power is within you to choose, to behave, to act. It's within you. And to choose to be the greatest or among the greatest chiropractors that ever walked planet Earth is a choice that you make. Why would you want to be in the middle? The best of the worst or the worst of the best. So that decision of yours will impact my community. That decision of yours will impact my life if you choose to do so. Years ago, 20-something years ago, 24, 25 years ago, I was sitting right where you're sitting at. An assembly was mostly given by the president. Actually, I started having assembly in Annex A. That's what Annex B, I believe. That's what assembly was. Then we built this gym, and then assembly was here in my letter quarters. And I remember sitting down there, just as you are, and I could barely, in my first quarters, I could barely speak English. And I said to myself, one day, I'm going to be in that stage, I'm going to speak in an assembly. And it's just that seed that I planted, and I didn't know how it was going to happen. I didn't know how. I didn't know the mechanics of this whole thing of the mind. Now I understand them better. And I'm going to share them with you today. But I didn't know how, really didn't care how. I just knew that it could happen. Because I cared. I had so much to give. So you're sitting down there, and I want you to do again, sitting down, an introduction to the person beside you. Right now, with the depthness, with the authority, with the clarity, with the purpose, with the idea that it is possible, you give the handshake, and you say, hey, I'm the greatest chiropractor that ever walked planet Earth. Do it. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know if you felt it, but I did, and it was how you started to say it this time. It was like a hum. It was like you had some collected energy among you that said, that is real. It can happen. If you are not going to be the greatest chiropractor that ever walked planet Earth, who will be? Who you're leaving it for? You have the chance. You are forming your thoughts, your ideas, your character. You are in great timing of doing so. So no one can go back. No one can go back and make a new beginning. But just about anyone can write a new chapter. A new chapter is written every single day by, first of all, your thoughts, your behaviors, and the actions that you take to define who you are, what you value, what you stand for, what you stand on. And it's a choice that you make every single day. One of the things that I realized when I was going through school like you was that I was unconscious of that. For you to transform yourself, you have to be conscious about it. You must take a conscious choice of being better. And it's a hard work. It's a lot of work. But that's when fulfillment comes about. That's what gives you real joy. Feeling that you're giving your best. Not to everybody, but to yourself. Making a new chapter every single day. Forgetting about the past for the moment. And change is inevitable. You choose. If you're going to change through pain and suffering, or if you're going to change through a vision, an inspiration. What is your vision of yourself as a chiropractor? You think that you need the diploma to call yourself a chiropractor? Well, that's the formality the state that you will work on will ask of you. But I can tell you, you cannot wait until that day to say, I'm a chiropractor, in soul and heart. That's a decision you make every single morning. And in your heart, you know that that's a legal formality that you need, that diploma, for you to do what you were set out to do. That's your vision right now. How am I going to be? How am I going to talk? And you start practicing that today. You cannot wait for graduation day to say, okay, from today on, I will be this guy or this woman. You could do so, but if you start now, you will define that character. We will define that professional, that assistant to healing. You will define that person through your vision and your inspiration of what you can be. Either way, you will change. The quantum law states that your environment is an extension of your mind. If you don't like what is going on around you, take a look inside here. If you are protesting and criticizing, take a look exactly what's going on inside your head. And I tell you that because when I was in assembly years ago, the people beside me said it was a drag to come here. That how does the president dare to have us here and listen to him over and over? They were complaining, feeling a victim of the system, when in reality, it was a great opportunity for growth. It was a great opportunity for change, because that's what we're here for. As a student body, that's what we're here for. To get that insight so I can grow as the person that I need to be to assist and help others. This is something that really blows my mind. If you remove the energy space from all the atoms of all the people on planet Earth, the entire human race could fit in the volume of a sugar cube. That says by the Institute of Physics. Meaning, it's all space and energy. Is your energy what really counts? And when you start touching people and assisting the healing of that person, it's all about the energy that is within you and within that person. And that energy is not just a random energy. It's an intelligent energy that we work with. Science says that an atom is about 99.99999% space, empty space. And it's 0.0000001 particle or matter. Isn't that amazing? That's what we are. And I know you're putting a lot of attention to your studies, but to put a lot of attention to your own energy. How am I projecting my energy into what I'm learning here? How it's going to transform people's lives? How I was chosen to be an instrument of God in this planet, to help others, to grow chiropractic, to be what it can be. When that energy is present, matter doesn't matter. But matter is your thoughts, is your intention, is your love. Is that empty space. So there is an innate intelligence within our body. It is the ultimate genius that emulates the wisdom of this universe that you are part of. And that innate intelligence is all energy. Trying to fix matter as a chiropractor will lead you to some things that you might not expect. For example, unhappiness, confusion. But if you are focused on that something, on that mysterious something that is the empty space, then life is amazing. Then you unveiling of miracles start happening. Just like any seed of any tree, that it has all the information within it to grow that tree from the beginning to its very end, maybe 100 or more years. From all its adaptation process, everything is there in that seed. The universe has equipped you with everything inside of you. Just don't interfere with it. And I realized through the years that we are our own subluxation, especially when it has to be with the fulfillment of our purpose, with the fulfillment of our potential. We are the subluxation. I was taught early on in my chiropractic career, that when I saw myself pointing at somebody or some system, that 3 fingers were pointing at me. And I said, okay, so I start doing this. But you are the answer to your problems. You are the solution to your problems. You are the solution to this profession. You are. If you start visualizing as, okay, the profession has some things that I don't agree with, who's going to solve them? You are. I am. When you take that stand, it will empower you. And you will realize you have the same power as anybody else to choose to do so. Because that greatness is in all seeds of everything that exists in this planet. It's not in some of the seeds, it's in all the seeds. When you start taking care of people, that intelligence is inside of every person that comes into your office. Not in some of them, but in all of them. Any age, any condition, any situation, that intelligence is there. That is, if they're alive. And that is the real essence of what we call life. Max Planck said that all matter originates and exists only by the virtue of a force. We must assume, he said, that behind this force is the existence of a conscious intelligence. This intelligence is the matrix of all matter. That is deep stuff. Nobel Prize winner of physics. He's talking chiropractic to the world. But the world still not practicing it. The shift has already happened. You must know that. The shift in the consciousness of the human race already happened. You are in the best time to be a chiropractor. But the shift is slowly moving. You must do that wave. You are destined to do so. Move the wave so that shift will unfold itself. This is already out there in the consciousness of most people, but they don't know how to put it into practice. We are the answer. You are the answer. Say Loud. I am the answer. Now this time touch your chest 3 times, and after you touch it 3 times, say, I am the answer. You are. You bet you are. If you're not the answer, who you think it might be? And you might think, oh, this is corny. It's what am I saying this for? Think again. If you're not the answer, what are you doing here? Why are you filling up a seat in your classroom? Why do you move from where you moved to come here for? Because you are the answer. For who? For your tribe. For the people that are going to be waiting for you. People that haven't already been born. You're going to help them. You are the answer. Through chiropractic, you'll be amazed how much you can do. So your mind will carry your body when your body is too weak to move. When you feel exhausted, your mind will tell your body you can do it. You can move one more step. 90% of the time, we become the body. We're not the mind. We're the body. We say we're tired. Really? Are you? So imagine this. I say this to my patients, my practice members. They say, oh, I'm tired. You're tired? Let's imagine this for a moment. You're single? Yeah, I'm single. Imagine your dream girl. I'm talking to a guy now. Imagine your dream girl. She's calling you, telling you she's ready to go out with you tonight. Are you tired? Most probably you'll take a fast shower, put a lot of cologne and perfume, get your best suit on, and hop in your car and go and pick it up. The same goes for a girl. You're tired? You just won $25 million. You have to go and pick him up right now. How tired are you to go and pick him up? Or you will get up and get him. You run. Your emotion of tiredness just disappeared. Because it's your mind that you let go. And you let your body control you. And that's what 90% of the time we're at. If you condition your mind to become your body, there's no growth. And our bodies condition the mind to become the body. But when you condition your body to become your mind, then we thrive. Your mind. Take so much care of your mind, your thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking thoughts that are not like you, say, cancel that. That's not like me. Cancel that. When you catch yourself saying anything that is not like you, say, cancel that. That's not like me. Delete. I was trained early on to do so, and it really helped me. Because it started to gear my life into what I was thinking about. So every time that I had a thought that it was not something I was feeling proud of, I had this imaginal click in my mind that I said, delete. That's not like me. That's not me. Delete it. And it kept me on my track for my vision. And you have the power to do the same, even better than me. The mind is your brain at work or in action. Thinking greater than the condition in your life. Imagine now you're thinking, I'm a student here. My life sucks. I have this horrible t-shirt. I heard that this morning, actually. I heard this morning, I hate this t-shirt. I said, you crazy? You don't hate anybody. No, I really hate him. I said, no. Listen, you don't know. It's not going to affect him. It's going to affect you. And he was like, Not really. I said, you will find out. Yes, it will affect you. You have to get that out of your system because honestly, he's just doing his job. You think everybody in that classroom hates him? He said, well, just about everybody. I said, but not everybody. No, not everybody. It's a choice. Thinking greater than where you're at right now. Don't think yourself as a student. Think yourself as a, what was the term you used this morning? Annihilator. I'm an annihilator of subluxations. Here I am, just getting my annihilating degree. But you choose how you think of yourself. As a victim of the system is screwed up. The government is screwed up. Or, I am the answer to fix this. I know it's not perfect. But I can make a change. That's what I was chosen to be here for. That's what I'm going to contribute to. And I guarantee you, it's much more satisfying to do so. And rewarding. You will get much more back from that than from just staying, thinking about your environment and your condition.
In life, people create limitations for themselves. We set up barriers that keep us, our organizations, and businesses from reaching our greatest potential. But there exists a group of people who seek to break boundaries and reach beyond the status quo to build better relationships, better families and businesses, and better communities. Are you one of the committed leaders who can envision a world full of possibility, where pessimism about the future is replaced with wonder for the potential that lies within us all? Life Talks is a catalyst to unlock and unleash the potential to produce innovation, prosperity, and social change in your organization and business. This intimate, energy-packed two-day event brings together the premier voices of vitalistic health and thought leaders in physical health, business and productivity, nutrition, compassion, forgiveness, and more. Learn from people like Dr. Fred Luskin, who serves as director of the Stanford University Forgiveness Projects, an ongoing series of workshops and research projects that investigates the effectiveness of forgiveness. His groundbreaking approach offers insights into the healing powers and medical benefits of forgiveness. Dr. Luskin will give you a powerful method and the tools in which the emphasis is of letting go of hurt, helplessness, and anger to increase confidence, hope, and happiness in our lives, our employees, and our relationships. Richard Moore was blinded by a British soldier's bullet at the age of 10. 33 years later, he met that soldier and forgave him, and started Children in Crossfire, helping to break the cycle of hate and fear. His message is a powerful tool in how compassion and community work is critical in building relationships and organizations that matter and flourish. The Dalai Lama calls him his hero, and after hearing him speak, you will too. Lynn McTaggart is a best-selling author, researcher, and lecturer whose work has rightly been described as a bridge between science and spirituality. With the extraordinary discoveries she's made researching medicine and physics over the past 20 years, Lynn McTaggart has come to find the shortcomings in medicine and what this means to you and the world we live in. Lynn will help transform your life by showing you how to take back the power to make decisions for your health, wellness, and life. Dr. Brenda Nozawa da Silva is the Associate Director of the Center for Compassion, Integrity, and Secular Ethics at Life University. The center's research activities include breaking the cycle of recidivism in our prison system by working directly with prisoners in education, forgiveness, and visualization to assist people in building productive futures. Hear from other influential speakers, including Bob Sema, Dr. Eric Plasker, Dr. Theo Comperno, Dr. Guy F. Riekman, and Zonia Foco. Life Talks is not a teaser program where you have to buy books and self-help guides. You will receive all the materials as a part of your registration. You will leave with a personalized plan of action for you and your organization, and you will leave with a team of people who will coach and hold each other accountable. It's time to live your sole purpose, make a transformational impact on the world, create social change for good, and remove the interference to maximize your perfection within. Online registration is now open. Visit lifetalks.org to discover how you can make a transformational impact on the world. Life Talks. Explore the limitless human experience.
Excellent. Why did I put that there was because it's relevant to you. You have the opportunity to participate in these live talks and get the insight from these speakers that have been consciously chosen to appear in these talks because they have something very valuable to share with you. I know that you can register online, and the website is, what is it, Jules? Lifetalks.org, something with S, you told me. Live US, that's the code. Live US. And the fee for these talks for any attendee is $1,500. But for you as a live student, it's only $100. That's a great opportunity for you to choose to do so. It's a great opportunity for you to say, okay, I'm going to go to every live talk there is. Why? Because, want it or not, we behave like program robots. We are program robots. You think everything that they have programmed you to think. And when I say they, is your family, your church, your politicians, your teachers. They have programmed you to think and behave certain way. This is a reprogramming of your thought line. This is how you redo yourself as a chiropractor. Reprogram yourself. You cannot get out of here thinking the same way that you got in here. And it has not so much to do with the books. It has to do with how you vision the world, how you envision your community, how you envision yourself in it. And these life talks will greatly assist you on reprogramming that to which you want to reprogram yourself. So I highly suggest that you register today and take advantage of the low fee that you have as a student. Nobody else that I know has that privilege. So what if I could be really successful and impact a whole bunch of people? What if I can really be the greatest chiropractor that work in planet Earth, or that walk in planet Earth? What if? The what if is a question that I suggest you always have present in your life. What if I can make it? What if? And what if you could really do so? What would you do? The answer is, I start to do so. You take the first step to do so. What if you go to that live talk and your life is transformed by one idea, one simple idea? What if? And I can tell you, that's when my life has been transformed. In seminars, with books, audio tapes, listening to people that I look up to, and start mimicking them. Start mimicking some of their behaviors. Why? Because I wanted to be that way. So I begin to live that vision within my brain. It can see it, and it starts behaving that way, as if already happened. So don't wait until you graduate to envision yourself to be successful. Start now. Reaching thousands and thousands of people, start now. Seeing children and big families, start now. Being recognized by your government, start now. Being on stage maybe and helping other chiropractors, yes, start now envisioning. Don't wait. Why would you wait? What are you waiting for? So how would the greatest chiropractor that ever lived behave? Cares, adjusts. That has to be with competence. How competent are you going to be adjusting? If you're not going to the clubs, you're not going to the Nick seminars, and being the best you can be before you get out here, you're going to have to do it afterwards. God forbid you find out that you suck at adjusting. Don't let that happen to you. If you put intention and attention to that, into how would the greatest chiropractor on earth would adjust. You know what? Who was the greatest chiropractor in my mind was BJ. So I started watching videos that we had here in the library of BJ Palmer in slow motion adjusting and his hair jumping all over the place. And in my free time, that's what I used to go and do. Nobody told me to do so, but I thought it was the right thing to do. Mimicking him. Okay, this is how he adjusted. He had a lot of passion, a lot of intention. He was really in there. He was present in that, right there. And then every time I would give an adjustment, I would think I was BJ doing it. Guess what? Everybody wanted to be adjusted by me. Everybody wanted me to lay their hands on, my hands on them. Everybody just felt it was something magical. And you can do exactly the same, unless you don't. And that's your right to do so. How would the greatest chiropractor that ever lived think? How would the greatest chiropractor that ever lived studies or communicates? So you start behaving in that pattern that you want to follow. And love. How would the greatest chiropractor that ever lived love people? So this new knowledge that you're acquiring in this university creates new connections, new neurological pathways. It makes you grow. It basically doubles them. Brain cells that fire together, they wire together, just like we all are here, as a single unit. They create more permanent connections. So the more you repeat this to yourself, the more permanent it is. That means you will own it. It's ingrained on you. It's engraved on you. Just by going one life talk, it's not going to make the whole difference in your life. It might do. But it might take a few times to repeat yourself, to create those permanent connections. Think of a time when you set out to do something and you did it. Could be a sport, could be a degree that you earned, an instrument that you started playing. Think about that. And what was the key ingredient? What were the key ingredients to do so? Like persistency, belief, inspiration, belief in myself, being aware of the choices I was going to make and the choices I'm not going to make to achieve this that I so love and want. And think of a time when you set out to do something and you didn't do it. What were the key ingredients? Why it didn't happen? And you had something like doubt, fears, uncertainty. You were unprepared. You allowed others to stop you from achieving it. And it's so important that you recognize this right now as a chiropractic student. What is it that I need to behave like and have present so I can really achieve what I set out to do here? And it's not passing boards. That's part of it. That's not it. The moment that you felt like saying, I don't feel like it, that was when you lost sight of your vision. I don't feel like it. That's all it took. You lost sight of your vision. So when you open your focus, you move from survival to creation. You start creating your own destiny. And focus is nothing more than a marvelous sensation of clarity and awareness. You're clear of what you're doing here. You have no doubt. You own it. I had one of my teachers, his name was Michael Kale. He was a technique instructor. And he said, I know that I know that I know that I know What it meant is that he owned it. He was so sure. You must get in that place when you know that you know that you know that you know. And that is a work that only you can do for yourself. Nobody else is going to do it for you. There's not a class here for that. Two states of mind, the animal state of mind and the divine state of mind. The divine is into creation. That's a chiropractic or vitalistic state of mind. It's selfless, it's connected. All possibilities are there. Thinking and feeling equals being. How you think and how you feel, that's who you are. If you're thinking insecure thoughts, you feel insecure. If you're thinking great thoughts, you feel great. You must take care of your thoughts like it is the most valuable thing that you possess. Be, do, have. So to be happy, you start thinking happy. When you think happy, you start creating happy things to do. And when you start doing the happy things that you have created, you have the end result, that is happiness. It's a simple equation, but it starts by thinking the way that you want to, what you want to achieve. You want to be successful? Raise your hands if you want to be successful. Thank you. It's the first step. You have to really want it. So you want to be successful, you start thinking successfully. Thinking like a successful people think. And then you will start creating successful things to do. And when you do the successful things that you did, that you created, then you have the end result, success. I have some things that I will not cover, which is the biological model of change, which is the memory of the past and your vision for your future. That your personality is your personal reality. That's who you are, what you believe in. And how you strive for that future, and how clear is it in your mind. So, because time has run out, you must decide today to do something very basic and create a new self. To create that new self of yours, there has to be the genetic death of that old self. Say, okay, so this is who I was, but I'm not satisfied with that, and that's not what the world needs of me. This is who I am now. And every day you top-notch that. You move it to the next level. If you do so, your journey to the school is going to be so rewarding. You're going to have great times. I have a lot of faith in you, even though I don't know you personally, but I do. And I look forward to seeing you in the future succeeding and being happy and making changes out in your community. I love you and appreciate you.